It started out a clear and beautiful day, but it would not stay that way. But Tootie still calls, so I got ready for work just in time to see this outside. I am an outdoor adventure guide, so I had a guided hike scheduled for that morning, and you never know what the weather's going to be, but barring any safety concerns, I try to teach my hikers to go with the flow and be in tune with nature.
Left-handed.
I went and picked up our dog, Aiko, who I let out to run around and go potty just before I started getting ready. She is so cute. I love her. Anyways, at this point, it was really starting to come down, and it's about a 5-minute boat ride to the marina, so not too bad, but it was dumping by the time I got there.
It is monsooning. It's the day in the life, isn't it?
That was my neighbor walking her dogs. At least I wasn't alone.
I truly can't stand being wet in my car.
Luckily, by the time I got to the trailhead, it had simmered down a little bit. It never did stop, but it was doable.
Lichen is like a symbiotic relationship between algae and fungi.
Even though the twig is broken, dead, this will still live?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep, because it's not parasitic.
There is truly no better fragrance than being in the woods when it's raining or just finished raining. If you know, you know. On my way back home, I picked up 2 hitchhikers. These ladies were so sweet. They were through hiking the Appalachian Trail. I made it back to the marina where I found Brandon working on some boats, as he does.
It was pretty good.
He manages this marina, which luckily means Aiko gets to go to work with him, and she loves that. But she loves even more when Mommy comes and picks her up to take her back home. I let her off for her afternoon potty and went home and realized, oh yeah, I started making sourdough last night. I should probably bake that today. And then I went and picked her up while the oven was preheating. And I had the most phenomenal hot shower, which just hit different after being kind of mildly cold and wet all morning. So I kind of got ready for the day and went ahead and put my loaf in the oven. While it was baking, I went ahead and cleaned up the path of absolute destruction that I left in the kitchen last night working on it and cleaned up the rest of the house while I was at it. Pretty quick and easy to clean a tiny home. Then it was lunchtime. I just had some leftovers from the previous night and my loaf was done. Isn't she lovely? I brought Brandon the end piece because that is his absolute favorite. Then we had to get our Mastercraft off of this lift and out of the slip because this all actually belongs to one of our friends who let us use it for the winter, and they were coming back today.
I'm a muscle relaxers. I'm not drunk, I promise.
They're such a hoot. Oh my gosh. I played with Aiko when I got back home for a while before it started raining again, which it did for the rest of the afternoon, which made a perfect time to work on my YouTube video for the next 4 or 5 hours. Did one last potty break for Aiko. Then Brandon made it home from work and I showed him my YouTube edits, and this is like my favorite part, is just seeing his reaction. For dinner I made cornbread but had no eggs, so I used an overly ripe banana, which can be a substitute. It worked okay. We had corn on the cob, black-eyed peas with venison, sauteed spinach, and cornbread. Good old southern dinner. Listen to what Brandon always says when I make corn.
I'll see you again in the morning.
The rest of the night was pretty chill since it was raining. We just watched movies and snuggled and enjoyed the overall thunderstorm vibes. And you already know we slept like babies to this.